the recording. Okay, here. So we'll do a review of Yoga Nidra, its components. I'll take you through a meditation. Um, and then afterwards, we'll just go into discussion about teaching Yoga Nidra entails. Um, and then, yeah, and then we'll just finish just like that. These YTT practicums are used, you realized or seen now that they're like, it's much better as like a discussion portal and a check-in for our teachers. So if you're ready, let's get seated and ready for meditation. Uh, Taking maybe like 1 to 2 minutes right now to just get set up with anything that you need, like your favorite blanket or getting like a sip of water really quick, lighting a candle. Honoring today, Monday, January 5 here in the Western Hemisphere, Northwestern Hemisphere. 10:47-ish a.m., a time that is transitioning into Agni, a fire, a time of fire. If you're in the Pacific West, continuing on, recognizing there's a full moon in the sky. Full moon in Cancer in Western astrology as well. And then finally coming back to our bodies and our room and noticing just like and appreciating what's here. And then whenever you feel safe to do so, go ahead and settle your eyes on anything in front of you. Rest your eyes and then allow your vision to blur if you feel safe to do so. Otherwise, begin to close your eyes, turning the gaze completely inward. This idea of looking back at the soul. And as we've learned through our practices, when we are coming home to ourselves, it's just nice to know what our environment has brought us to. And so just allowing ourselves to scan our current moment, the sort of activities that transpired from the weekend, the new year, scanning and remembering the sky again, the full moon and the watery sign of Cancer, domain of our security and emotions, the archetype of the mother within. And then bringing and scanning our awareness of the current state again of our bodies in this moment and how we're receiving what's past and what's present and what's to come. And seeing thoughts and ideas come and honoring them and then letting them pass, breathing. And then going through the sheaths of our physical body, we've been in some Samkhya philosophy lately, so let's remember the koshas, coming to our physical shape now, letting go of all of the thoughts that were here, and paying attention to our physical body much more. Anandamaya kosha, Anamaya kosha. So begin to notice your bones. Appreciate the shape that you're in. Just feeling into that and sending the breath into the fullness of this shape. And then doing some kind of rocking, a little bit of the heart forward and back, forward and back. And just allowing yourself to feel the rock and the sway in your body. And then as you breathe out, allow everything to settle very naturally in a nice tall spine. Circling your shoulders towards your ears. And then allowing them to gently fall down your back, widening the collarbone. And letting the heart feel a little bit proud in its seat. Feeling a lift of the heart coming from the support of your pelvis. And letting that support travel through every bone of your back to lift your heart up towards the sun in this time of Agni, if you're with us during this 10 to 2 a.m. slot of time, 10 to 2 p.m. slot of time. And then envisioning this nice little fire at our belly, burning healthily, helping us to feel radiant. And then as you inhale, feel that fire energy come up through the spine to light up the space behind your eyes. And then as you exhale, feel a cooling sensation traveling all across your skin to help your fire not burn too bright, just enough, yeah. Allowing your physical sheath of your body to be present with whatever is here. Take about 2 rounds of breath on your own. And on your last breath, soften the spaces behind your eyes and in your throat. And get really empty. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then take a nice deep breath in. Feel your belly expand. Feel your chest lift. Feel your heart lift. Feel your throat get full. And then take a nice open mouth. A little sigh to settle the nervous system. And we'll do that again. And then inhale, fill up your body, your beautiful vessel, this gift of a temple. And then as you exhale, feel the settling and the softening. And then allow yourself to travel 1 layer deeper. Feel yourself in your energetic body, pranamaya kosha. And just kind of notice what your energy level is today, this little subtle signals of energy. It could be a tingling sensation through your legs or some tightness across the chest, some high frequency there. It could be really relaxed now because we've been in a meditative state for a bit. And then allow your energetic body to take up space, expand it past your body. Seeing the sun and the moon. Letting your energy body be nature as it is. Just take 2 more breaths to observe your energetic state. Our energy body is related to the breath, so just really notice how the breath is doing for you. Try to allow the breath be even in both lungs. Just imagine it, that it's naturally balanced and breathing evenly. Help yourself. And let's balance the energy body. Exhale completely for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top, 4, 3. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath out, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more box breath. Holding at the top for 4. Exhaling for 4. Holding out, last 4. Clearing, breath in, enjoy, let this feel yummy. And an open mouth, Maybe swallow through the throat, sway your body again. And then we'll try to go a layer deeper. Manomaya kosha, mind sheath. This is the emotional sensory mind responsible for thoughts, feelings, and perceptions. And so diving into your mind's eye, gaze at your heart, and then let the information of the heart travel through your third eye. Let there be a bridge there. So let the heart and the third eye communicate. And then feel the watery bowl of your pelvis anchor your heart and your third eye. And then now observe any thoughts, reoccurring emotion that are first coming to the surface. And if nothing is coming forward, it's okay. Just observing. relevant to this idea that how we treat others is how we treat ourselves, which is a total perception. And how we view ourselves is how we view others. So begin to see a mirror in front of you and see this mirror is kind of dirty. So begin to clean the mirror in your mind's eye. Just allow yourself to wipe it clean with this towel that smells like lemons and eucalyptus. And then see the mirror as crystal clear. So there's nothing getting in the way of your perception. Soften your mind's eye, relax your jaw. And then see the water in your pelvis as crystal clear. And then take a deep breath whenever you're ready. And let that go. Even more subtle, let's meditate on the wisdom sheath, Vijnana Maya Kosha. We are now in the intellectual body, meditating on our consciousness, our judgment, and our higher mind. This place of discernment. And so just feel your spine for a moment and then see the colors of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, white light. And then bring your awareness to your third eye. See the third eye floating in the middle of your skull at the height of your eyebrows. And see this third eye staring back at you, eye to eye. And then see a nice laser that is coming from the third eye and pointing out into the world in 360 degrees, as if you were slicing your skull in half. Along the horizontal plane of your eyes, your brows. And see the color violet or purple. Tuning into the quiet whisper that lives inside of us and the wisdom that is gained from experience. Take one more round of breath, just seeing this purple laser. Let it clear your skull. And then whenever you're ready, take a nice deep breath out. Clearing breath, inhale through the nose. Fill up the belly, the chest, and the throat. And then take an open mouth. Nice little exhale. Feel the body and the breath once again. And then finally, we go another layer deeper, Ananda Maya Kosha, the innermost, subtlest layer, representing pure joy, love, spiritual bliss. Invitation to take your hands into the Ananda mudra, hands to heart center, And then you press your pinky and your thumbs together and you bloom your fingertips apart. Then you let your thumbs touch your sternum as if you were holding a lotus of 1,000 petals right at your heart. And the colors is the full rainbow here. Allow yourself to feel the joy of being loved and loving in return in this moment. Soften your entire being in love, as if it was like a bath of milk nourishing you. And even allowing the heart space to feel the joy of being loved. Flooding your mind's eye with all the things that help you feel loved, hugs or kisses, puppies, whatever it is. The warmth of the sun. And then whenever you feel ready, go ahead and bring your palms together, pressing palms to prayer and taking a moment to feel any kind of gratitude that you can feel for showing up to today's meditation, practicum, for taking a moment to check in. And then slide your arms across your chest and around your body to give yourself a nice little hug. Feeling your own embrace. Taking one deep breath in through the nose. Fill the body up. And let it all go. And maybe even let your head fall into your shoulders and just kind of rock your body side to side. In this moment, allowing all of those koshas, the bodies, to unite into one physical shape here. And then whenever you feel ready, coming back to the room. Nice. Welcome, Andrel, Joaquin. Thank you for joining us. We just finished a little meditation, doing all the koshas. Felt necessary since Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is like the exploration and the deepening of all of those layers. Today we're gonna just discuss what it's like to teach Yoga Nidra. Anything questions y'all have? It's your like free for all, your like little office hour YTT practicum. Oh yeah, it's all good, Andrel. I was just telling Selena it kind of happens suddenly. And then Joaquin's listening, got to head to work. Yeah, that's good. That's great. I'm glad you're here. Okay, how was that, Selena or Andrel? Anything you experienced within that meditation?
I loved going into the deep layers. I was excited. And I'm noticing, yeah, peaceful. I'm noticing how easy it is for me, especially safety is a big thing. And so I'm feeling very safe. I feel very safe here in this practicum, and so it feels like I can go deeper. And I really love listening to your voice. And I loved when you had said something, and oh, when you were talking about the water in our pelvic floor and how descriptive you got, it's just really interesting to bring awareness to those areas, and it's really eye opening. It's kind of it's a little bit overwhelming because it's like you there's certain areas where I've never really focused on, and to start being able to feel like some sensations, or I was seeing light come in because I don't always when um, you mentioned see white light, or and sometimes I still don't,
Yeah.
or colors. And when hugging myself, I or no, it was the mudra. It was white light, not a lot, just a little, but that, hey, I'm taking it. I'll take it. So just it's exciting to see growth. It's exciting to see like progression forward for me, and that everything we're learning and starting to apply and see the growth, like, yeah, this is working, this is awesome. So that was very relaxing. I really enjoyed it, so thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, we don't always experience what the teachers say. And and sometimes our mind will hijack really fast, even though we're not intending to, and it'll be like, I don't know. And we're going to go into Patanjali today with the fluctuations of the mind in Mindful Mondays. But I think that it's really nice that we were able to experience all that we've experienced. So to reiterate what you're saying, Selena, to now have a deeper experience of our meditation, our being, our multi-dimensional self, um, seeing where we get sleepy and honoring our sleepiness. Totally fine. That's just a part of it. Seeing where our mind chatters. And then from practice, 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 oh my God, a moment of light. Holy crap, right? Um, and you take it as it is, and then we don't hold on to it and we keep going, right? Um, and Yoga Nidra specifically really helps us to access a state of relaxation where we can receive. And I'm just really trying to relate it back to everything we've been learning because I decided that I'm going to try to take Yoga Nidra once a day, every day for January, because I'm in a deep healing space too. And I need my nervous system to calm. And each day, my nidra has been a little bit different. Like some days I'm completely conscious of every layer softening. And I'm like, wow, this is insane. Other days, I can't even access that. Like my mind is full. Other days where I've caught myself snoring, you know? And I think this is beautiful. I think this is really beautiful to then allow myself to really embrace the process and not really hold on to um different outcomes. So then I can be like you, Selena. I can just celebrate things as they come. And I've been heart-struck by each and every one of you in the ways that you all lean into sharing so openly within our container at school, because it doesn't happen so often out into the real world, or even with our relationships, like talking to mom or dad or whatever. But I do find that from the experiences of these practices, we are better able to discern now, like this really needs to be communicated, and now it's coming out. And things kind of like start to line up for you. Kind of like relating to what you were talking about, Selena, about like, oh, I went to this event and my friend I was able to pull out life coaching stuff. I was able to pull out stuff I've learned from Yoga Marga, and who would have known that that moment would have come, and until you became open to it from meeting the resistance over this last 6 months almost. We're like in our 7th month. So I really want to honor your journey. And I wanted to relate that to the process of like the practice serves as your greatest teacher. And we will be frustrated with our practices at some days, and some days you'll feel an immediate effect. Amazing. And some days you're like, I don't even know if this is doing shit. Uh-huh. Um, so yeah, great. So when we think about Yoga Nidra, y'all, think the koshas, think the layers of the self and going really deep. What's really nice about Yoga Nidra is that you just follow the teacher's voice through a body scan. Relating this to previous stuff we've discussed, if somebody is super traumatized and in an active state of trauma, a body scan may not feel that safe. So as a yoga teacher, it's really about that invitation when they come in. When we teach Yoga Nidra, the nice thing about it is that as a teacher, you have a script. If you've not taught so many times, you know it's in your mind. You have an actual script that you will read, and that's fine. It's a part of it. And then creating the container of the space when you lead Yoga Nidra. To me, all practices are sacred, but especially Yoga Nidra, where you're really directing them to go into like that place, remember, in like the limbs between dharana and samadhi, is a deep place. And you just said, Selena, it's taken you, safety has been important for you. And so the invitation of like, if you don't feel safe to close your eyes, try to blur your vision, reinforce them that in any state that they are in is perfectly welcome and okay. I mean, Yoga Nidra ideally is eyes closed, but if they can't get there, they can sit staring at something. And then, maybe their eyes will close naturally. So what's nice for setting the container of Yoga Nidra is allowing students to be like, okay, say hi to your neighbor. If it's like a big room, notice all the walls in the room. Maybe there's candles or flowers that you have. You've set a very beautiful container for them so that they, students know all their exits. Some people are like that, like I've worked with a lot of Black Indigenous folk and ex-incarcerated people, and they're fully aware of what's behind them. They never sit with the door behind their back, you know. So it's nice to do the whole thing of like, look at all the walls around you, see the people, feel your body. Let's make it rest. Let's help it to rest. And then give them that time of about 1 to 2, 3-ish minutes to get themselves settled in corpse pose, Shavasana, right? Blankets are a must in Yoga Nidra because it gets cold unless you're in a warm room already, but still people like the weighted blanket. Oftentimes, for people with knee problems, encourage them to put a bolster underneath their knees or a rolled up blanket. It also might feel nice for behind the neck. And I know that some people, especially our elder folk, they have trouble laying on a mat on the floor for extended periods of time. So double their mat. Double their mat if you'd like, or double their mat and then put a blanket down if you have an elderly folk person in the room. And as the practice goes, don't feel discouraged if students are fidgety, especially for our first time students. If you notice they're fidgeting a lot, that's their process. It's not on you, like just let them be fidgety and there's no shaming of that. It's just, it is where they're at. Hopefully they're not making too much noise for the other people. So then that whole thing of like giving them enough time to really get the fidgets out so that they can take that exhale. Okay, so for the position of Shavasana is what we're getting into. As much support as they need. Typically, palms facing up to really allow the hands to relax. If they feel safer, hands on their body, that's okay too, but by your side, palms facing up. And then the hands will relax. Okay, so that's the whole setup. And then typically, as we go into it, you just take a moment for breath awareness, just so that they can notice what they notice. Just say like, okay, after you're all set up, take a moment to notice your breath, feeling the breath coming in through the nose, whatever breath awareness thing you have in your back pocket. And then the sankalpa. The sankalpa is a big part of Yoga Nidra, and we talked about that this last class. And you can tailor to the students for the Yoga Nidra practice you have that night. Usually you as a teacher, you have a sankalpa for the practice already. Doesn't mean they have to adopt it, but it's something that you'll offer in case some people are like, I don't have an idea, because there are people who don't really do intention setting. It's brand new to them. They don't believe it either. You can just offer it to them. And typically we want to encourage I am statements. So I am relaxed. Something as simple as that. If your Yoga Nidra is about deep rest, right? So if your Yoga Nidra Sankalpa is deep rest, I encourage you to make a Sankalpa about deep rest for tonight. Use an I am statement. I am relaxed. I am able to fall asleep easily. Sort of thing, right? You want them to repeat it 3 times to themselves with the energy of belief. If you actually say that. Now believe it with your whole heart as you repeat that to yourself 3 times while remaining consciously aware. And so we're taking them through a structured journey through consciousness right now. It's already begun. And they're moving past waking and dreaming states, right? It's similar to a delta, they call it the delta brainwave state of deep sleep. I had to do my research with that. But remember, awareness is intact. Unless they fall asleep, but that's okay. After you've set that positive resolve, the affirmation, you take them through a rotation of consciousness, systematically moving their awareness through the different parts of the body. So that's the body scan. So we have the initial relaxation, setting up corpse pose, sankalpa, and then rotation of consciousness, aka the body scan. And then now you're systematically moving them through the different parts of the body. We typically always begin with the right hand going through each finger because then it's that detailed. And it's like, damn, for real? But it's like, yes. And you can create your own script as to how detailed you want this to be, depending on how long the nidra will be. Typically, you have time to go through each finger and each toe. Top of the palm, bottom of the palm, the wrist, the forearm, the elbow, right? Bicep, top of shoulder, shoulder. And then you take them through the right side, through the whole right side, as detailed as you want to be. And then you go on to the left side. Body scan, doing the same exact order, but the left side. You can even do that and then do full front body soft, full back body soft. You can even break it down into the planes, right? You can get pretty creative here, but typically always start with the fingers, right side first, then the left. Typically you go from the hand up through the shoulder and then down. You say this as a torso, right side torso, right hip, right thigh, right knee, and you just travel down like that. And then you do the exact same thing on the left.
Christine, do we have like a do we have an example of
I
a
can I can send you great question. I can send you my resources and it has 5 different Yoga Nidra scripts
nice.
for 5 different intentions. And then what you can do is make it your own.
Right.
Right. Yeah. And just be inspired by the different ones. So I'll send that to y'all.
Oh,
Promise.
awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Can you remind me I'm getting a brain fart. When you take us through the Yoga Nidra, when you let's say you're talking about the pinky and you're bringing awareness of the pinky, what is it that you exactly say? Some like an example? Like
For me, I say bring your awareness to your right pinky.
and then whatever that anything you say after each body part it goes towards like whatever the intentions are.
Yeah, because they've
Okay.
already said the
So that
sankalpa.
right, that's the part that always changes. So that we just keep reiterating whatever the
Right
intentions.
side pinky,
Mm-hmm.
right ring finger, middle finger,
Mm-hmm.
index finger, right thumb. And sometimes you don't say right, sometimes you do, but when when you think that they're like, maybe they're somewhere else, or maybe I'm somewhere else. Okay, we're on the right wrist,
Yeah, yeah.
right forearm, elbow. So yeah. And then if you have the deep intention of having them relax, you might say, relax your right pinky. You might add adjectives. Soften your right palm. If you're just taking them through awareness states, like maybe this is the sankalpa for the Yoga Nidra is body awareness. I wouldn't say like soften and melt that part of your body. I would just say bring awareness to your pinky, your ring finger. Yeah. It just depends on your intention.
Could I ask one more question?
Yeah, sure.
When you first started off doing this, and you had mentioned, so my thought went into this is very exciting. I would love to do this and would love to start learning and practicing that. Only because we were doing in the retreat some hypnosis, and I was very surprised at how soothing my voice was because I'm always so I love how soothing your guys' voices are and experiencing that. And I was like, wow, I'm not that bad. So what is it? How did you when you first started doing this? How do you when you start seeing someone fidget
Mm.
and it kind of messes with your, oh my gosh, what is it, some of the things that you might have told yourself, or how do you get yourself through that so you don't interrupt or disturb what's already going on? Because I actually thought of closing my eyes and kind of also, and that's the other question is, I can imagine that you close your eyes and just get to a place where you're so and you've done this so many times where you feel the energy of everyone. So yeah, I just wanted your thoughts on that.
Yeah. Um, whatever softens you. So for me, it's a deep exhale. I take it if I feel like people in the room are fidgeting a lot, I exhale loud. And then somebody else is gonna take a deep breath. Maybe they will. And then Joaquin is saying that we do this is why we meditate as teachers, or we try to meditate. Let's be real, right? So we can explore our attachment to outcome or people's experience. We we will be heightened sensitively. Like this is a great question. We will be naturally sensitive to holding this container for people, and we will want them to have a beautiful experience. But fidgeting could be still that beautiful experience. As I've taken people through Yoga Nidra, and I was like, that person had a terrible time in the back corner. He was snoring, fidgeting, moving left and right. That person came out of class crying, telling me that they went so deep. They didn't even realize that they were fidgeting. And
I
I was like,
I love that. That right there was powerful for me. Fidgeting can be a beautiful experience. You just changed my mindset, like right there. Thank
yeah,
you. That's what I needed. I love it.
yeah, yeah.
So
It
they
changed
so
me
they
too.
had a
They had a
they had a
great
beautiful
experience.
experience.
Yeah, some
Oh,
people really don't realize that they be fighting in their deep layers of sleep.
Hey guys.
What's up?
So during the Yoga Nidra on New Year's Eve, I was super itchy. And I was just like, I was like, I couldn't stop. I had to itch. Because every time I fall asleep, when my body starts to relax, it's like my nervous system starts glitching and I itch all over. And it's been a thing since I was in high school. Um, so during the Yoga Nidra, I was itching, but eventually I fell asleep. Like it's just so it when I see people moving and itching or like doing things in Shavasana and I want them to relax and I'm taking them into a deeper state, I have that compassion for them because I understand. I know what it feels like. I know what could possibly be going through their mind. I've been there. And so it helps me to detach and focus more on the rest of the class and what's going to happen next.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that in. It is not easy to make stillness. And sometimes the people who are very still are having the worst time because like you said, both of you have reiterated that sometimes our minds just run the mill. And I'm just like, this practice ain't doing it for me today. But yeah, people are the experts of their own experience and they have to go through that. They have to. They have to meet that part of themselves to transcend it. So you're just giving them the mirror. Great questions, great discussion. Okay, let's just finish the last few steps and then we're going to be on our way. So we've done the body scan. Then you take them back into breath awareness. just focusing on the natural flow of their breath and sensations. Because after that body scan, they've definitely dropped waves. They are in the parasympathetic for sure, even if they're fighting it or whatever. I mean, for sure is relative, right? Everybody's still having their own experience, but ideally, how about that? We brought them into that parasympathetic state. Maybe they've already dropped to delta. And then you just bring them into breath awareness, keep their mind, their consciousness absorbing like an amoeba. Couple breaths, 30 seconds of silence, 1 to 2 minutes there. Don't give them tasks, just feeling the breath, right? Don't be like, don't have them do fire breathing, like none of that, just breath, breathe. And then the fun part, we take them into their feelings and sensations. So what happened just now? Rotation of consciousness, that's Annamaya kosha. Breath awareness, that's Pranamaya kosha. Feelings and sensations, this is the, what you call this? The mind sheath, Manomaya kosha. And then, so you allow them to focus and do their noticing of emotions and then the physical sensations that are attached with those emotions. Yes, emotions and perceptions are the mind sheath, yeah? And then we take them into a visualization. So this is the 6th step-ish, visualization. Imagining peaceful sceneries or images. And then this one really activates that third eye space, right? Because now we're taking them into a bhava, B-H-A-V-A, bhava. A bhava meditation. I'm typing it into the chat, bhava. And we've, at that point, now there's this creativity that is being incited. That's their intuitive part of their body. Now we dropped into the wisdom and intellect. Okay, so boom, 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 boom. This is brilliant right here. After that, the visualization, there's a moment of silence that we leave for them. And this visualization portion is totally creative on your part. So let's say my intention for today's Yoga Nidra was deep relaxation. The visualization that I'm going to have them in is something relevant to take yourself to a relaxing place. Maybe it's a beach. Maybe it's in cool water. See who you're with. Take them through images. Say the images. After the visualization, you give them 2, 3, 5, 10 minutes of silence, depending on how long Nidra is. That's when they drop naturally into Anandamaya kosha, the dharana to samadhi portion, right, of practice. After that, maybe bring them into the breath and repeat sankalpa. So then now we've dropped them into the body of ocean of water and we have them repeat the sankalpa from their heart into that body of water. So now remember like the Matsumoto or something, Matsuma, whatever he was the guy who discovered that when you speak to the water takes on that quality. Same thing in here. We are an ocean in a droplet. Now we're the ocean. That's where we've gone. We've dissolved into the ocean. And now we're going to consciously speak our sankalpa to infuse our oceanic water with that intention. That's beautiful. I am powerful. I am relaxed. I am peaceful. You're infusing the energetic state of your multidimensional self with your intention. After that, you gently bring them back to their body, noticing the physical sensations of their body, the room that they're in. And then maybe you have tea and cacao, and you just take them out. So that's the key techniques and stages of Yoga Nidra. I will put that into the chat right now. Ugh. So it's not letting me do it. I'll put it into the chat in school.
Christine, I know sometimes when we have certain classes, Gabe was able to send it to us. Can we get this one specifically sent to us? Can you?
Yeah, so in terms of to your email or to
Yeah, because there's so many notes for today. Like I wrote it down, but it's not.
yeah, I
Please,
got you.
I would love this one. And then the five scripts, yeah, or an
Yeah,
example of the scripts.
absolutely.
Okay, that would be awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. So send me your email, DM it to me, and then I will DM all of these resources to each of you or whoever else if you're watching the recording. Yeah. And then yeah, those are the steps to Yoga Nidra. Enjoy. And if you want to come along with me, I'm gonna do Yoga Nidra every day for 30 days and report back. And it's become a nice little thing that I do with my partner, because they don't really meditate that often. They meditate in their own ways, but not like this. So yeah, much love, y'all. Good questions. We'll see you at 1 for Patanjali Sutras.
Thank you.
Much love. Take care.